Yes, YouTube. Hope we're all well. So we're in today for arms. Last time we filmed was Monday. Today is the Friday from the Monday. And we're just speaking to Joe. You might notice that my face from the last video to now is a little bit swollen. So started the rebound on Monday. Weighing in on Sunday at 223.8, I think I was. Pretty sure I was. Yesterday I was 244 pounds. So from Monday to Thursday I've put 20 pound on. This is the Milos Starshev way of rebounding. Very, very aggressive. So food was up to, like I mentioned last time, 850, 900 carb now. Insulin's 15 IU pre and post every single day. Rest day food's exactly the same, just without the interest. For me personally, I prefer to come out of a diet phase as slower. Not to stay lean, but just to not gain as much water weight, body fat as quickly. Now, Milos's philosophy is my off-season is only going to be 6 months long. I'm going to do a hard rebound now, I'm going to have a recovery phase, we're going to have another growing phase, and then it's recovery phase prep. So we've only got a small window to make some big improvements, which means aggression. I'm all for aggression. It's how I like to work. It's how I like to do things. A little bit different for me mentally at the minute, just seeing myself in my condition that disappear quite fast, actually. It is water. Body fat doesn't accumulate that fast, but carrying on in this manner, it will. So that's been a little bit of not a challenge, but something different for me this year. If you follow me previously, you'll know I stay quite lean all the time, up until like peak off season. It took me about 16 months to get fat last year. I'm pretty sure I can't do it in 6, regardless how hard I try, but at the same time, it's going to be a new experience. Today we've got Louis in, one of my clients. One thing we're going to do moving forward is show me as a coach a little bit more. I am a pro bodybuilder, but I'm also a full-time coach. Spend a lot of time coaching, take a lot of pride in my coaching, and we've got Louis, who's one of my athletes, coming over, who's going to be competing in the next few weeks, 4 or 5 weeks potentially. Just going to have a look at him today, see how far off he is. We'll do this today, and then we've also got shows as well, peaking protocols that I'm going to show with the guys. We're going to be going away to Spain, I think, potentially Dubai, Spain again, and a few other shows abroad. So there's plenty of stuff coming up, which is going to show me as a coach and my methods more in depth. I'll obviously on Instagram some pretty wacky transformations, and are quite intrigued on how I do it, and you'll be able to see it through YouTube. So we'll crack on today. Lou's a little bit late. I don't really do late. He's got 10 minutes before we start. If he's not here in 10 minutes, we start. So we'll crack on, and we'll catch you when the workout starts, guys. Right, so Louis not here. We don't wait. You're late, you're late. Exercise number 1. So really, the whole point of this video was to take Louis through the session. So it's a little bit wasted now. But the arm day is going to be very similar to the arm day that you've seen many times. Just done with a little bit more pace today, really, and done this exercise single arm. No squeezes or intensifiers as such. I don't need that this week. Literally just need to get back in the gym. I found that when I've taken the sessions a little bit far, like for example, my chest was still sore yesterday when I trained it again. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't mind training through soreness, but it's just that slight indication that my body's still just catching up. So 4 sets, 20 to 30 reps, connection on the bicep. That's all we're looking for. I'm trying to get as much blood in the bicep as possible to start. So I'm keeping my shoulder down so that it's not hard and switched on, it's soft. I'm allowing myself to be vulnerable by letting my bicep stretch all the way to the bottom, and then I'm not changing direction fast. I'm having a small pause, and then I'm dragging, and I'm pausing, and I'm forcing it away, letting this take the load. I'm not like this with my shoulder over. I'm shoulder down and letting my bicep take the load. And I'm squeezing. Small pause, drag and squeeze. You'll notice as well, sometimes I keep my hand on my shoulder, and that's just a cue for me not to turn my shoulder on, to keep my shoulder nice and loose. And if I feel like I'm going like this, it lets me know. Oh yeah. That's just nothing but bicep now. That's literally bicep contracting really hard. So I've got a really, really good connection. And one thing that's really improved my connection through biceps, and I'll be honest with you, same for triceps as well, and one thing that, you know, anecdotally I've seen growth through my arms is, before I train arms, I use that site as an injection. So for example, now before I trained, I'll put 0.5 mil of whatever gear I'm using into this part of my bicep, which I'll explain which I'm using. I just didn't want to say now, so then it spoils the next video. And then I'll also go on the outside of my head. I'll also go at the peak here as well sometimes, and I'll also go tricep in both heads there. So what it does is it almost causes a pain point. So when I'm going to come in today and I'm going to want to contract my biceps, if I squeeze now, I can feel it here, exactly where I pinned. So now what I'm trying to do when I'm in this position, I'm just squeezing that pinpoint there. So where it's gone in, I'm squeezing it, and I get no pain anywhere else apart from there, and it helps me contract my bicep really good. Now, evidence-based studies say that, you know, if you're injecting a certain muscle, it doesn't grow. I've seen it happen time and time again through many athletes. Many of my athletes, myself included, and other professional athletes as well that I've spoken to many times. So, you know, sometimes it's if you do start injecting your arms, make sure that you only use a small amount of oil, so maybe like 1/4 ml or 1/2 ml. Obviously, I'm also not a doctor, so I'm not advising anybody to do it, but I'm just saying, for me personally, when I've started doing that, I've got a much better connection with my biceps, and it actually stops my tendonitis. I don't know the reason behind that. I don't know if it's because that was more swollen and maybe created some more fluid in the arm, but at the same time, it's helped my arms grow inches and inches by using that technique. Before an arm day, I use that injection site. It may be the tricep, it may be the bicep, it may be the bicep and the tricep, but it's been working. And so I'll carry on doing it until my arms are 22 inch and look like I've been banging sinful in them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I go over to America for 2 weeks and I think I'm American, walking around with a big water jug already. Oh, fucking hell. So yesterday, do you know I was talking about the amount of money I spend on prawns? And my shopping bill is it 18 grand, 20 grand a year, something like that. It was ridiculous amounts. So I got told to shop at Aldi. Someone said go and shop at Aldi, because I shop at Tesco. And then when I'm walking around, I did think out of it, and when I'm walking around Tesco, it says Aldi price match. So I'm thinking, right, if these are boasting that they're price matching Aldi must be cheaper, obviously it is, but like I always thought the quality would be shit. Like I thought it's like shitty in there. I went to Aldi yesterday, honestly, the exact same prawns are £2 cheaper a pack. Salmon was £2 cheaper a pack. I did the same shop, which is like 88 quid every 2 days or something, and it was 42 quid. It was exactly nearly half price for the same shop, and it's the same stuff. It's just in a different packet. So the prawns are the same prawns. Like, why has nobody told me this? Where do you shop, Joe? Oh, nice one, mate. Yeah, cheers. Cheers, bro. Just fucking watching me shop in Tesco and wasting all my money. Oh, that's a good start. It's like I mentioned, I have had tendonitis for a lot of years, hence the reason why they didn't grow, and hence the reason why my chest development is down. And actually another reason why my chest development is down massively is I've got a scapular issue, and I've had it for a long time now. But after training tonight, I'm off to go and see a guy called Chris Knott, who's based near Manchester, and apparently he's a wizard, and he'll be able to tell me what my ailment is. I've tried physio twice a week, all the treatments under the sun, and it's just not getting any better. So before I put another 40 pound on, I need to get it sorted so I can press with this arm. Chest connection, everything. I could press 4 plates aside pretty easy. With this arm, connection, nothing. It's almost potentially a thoracic nerve issue, I'm not sure. Hopefully not, but we'll see what he says. And for example, when I'm going to row now, I can feel my trap trying to engage and take over my lats, so something going on there. Get that sorted, hopefully that will be able to help me progress a lot more. So exercise number 2, we're just going to mimic exercise number 1, but in a tricep fashion. Going to do that with a push down handle, nice and simple. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to let this pull my arm up as far as I can so it lengthens me as much here. I spoke about this before, so I'll take the weight and then I'll lean into it. I'll pull my elbow back until I feel that stretch on the back of my tricep, which is there. So I know when I'm in that position there and I drag out of it and I squeeze it short, I need to force it back in that position. So stretch, squeeze 2. You don't need a lot of weight if you're just moving it with tricep and stretching 4. Okay, so utilising partial reps. When should we use them? Are they any good? Are they okay for you to use? So typically what I will do is I'll only use partial reps when I'm potentially on my last set. It's not something I would do on my first, second or third set. As my muscles getting tired and I can't quite get it to the end range, for example, in say a tricep push down, I will still make sure I get the full stretch and as far down as I can physically get without using, for example, my shoulder to roll it over and finish the rep, because from doing that is absolutely pointless. But doing this and stretching again and putting the muscle in the stretch position multiple times is going to be more advantageous than using another muscle group. So if you are going to use partial reps or forced reps, I would always wait up until your last set of that particular exercise, so you're not potentially ruining your performance in the next and following sets for there. So definitely worth giving a go, definitely worth utilising in your program, but always wait till the last sets before you do. Right, so you've seen this one about 1,000 times. This will change, but for today and for now, then this week it'll stay the same. I'm potentially going to start training over at Ultraflex Durham instead of here, which is about 2 hours away from here, but I'm potentially moving over that way. And in that gym, there's a lot of really good arm kit, and Amp Bales, who owns that gym, has got a lot of really good pieces in. I went and tried it last week, had an arm session there, really enjoyed it. So there'll be new sessions programmed for that gym moving forward. That's if I move there, but very likely I will. But for now, this is always a step. Feels really good. So again, it'll be 50, 40, 30, 20, one to the other. It won't be 1, 1, 1, 1. It'll be like 50, 50 a minute, 40, 40 a minute, just depending how we feel. Right, we'll get gains out for YouTube. I feel like I'm going to look really fat or really small. Yeah, I'm not as full as I have been the last couple of days. I look like I'm pulling off season already. The one thing Milos is good at is getting people big. So I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna do it. I notoriously not undereat, but like to keep my food low at this point. Not because I don't like losing condition, but I feel like it should be like this. Like not a lot of people can do this. But at the same time, like I said, it's a short off season. My performance needs to go high, which means my food needs to be high. I've got no business being lean. As long as my insulin sensitivity and stuff's good, using exogenous insulin anyway is going to be fine. So we'll do it the Milos way and hopefully get Milos results. Do some skull push-ups. And what I'll probably do is I'll put some, actually we'll go and do some assisted dips, or we'll try a set of assisted dips, because I need to go up there to the bar for the skull push anyway. But I just want to be able to potentially put a dip in this session if I can, so an assisted dip will be a good start. No, so for me today, right now today, I've just got too much fucking water on, too much edema. So when I'm in that position, very uncomfortable. I'll need to wait up until this drops off before I can start to do that. Too pumped throughout here and there. It's going to be too tight. I can't engage my tricep in that position enough without taking my chop in there. So it's just pointless me doing it. Triceps are quite tight at this point. It's a really good pump though. The good thing about post shows, you post show pumps, and then they just die off. Well, look, I'm going to be in this phase I think for maybe 4 or 5 weeks, which is needed, especially when you're pushing food this high from such a deficit to such a surplus. If you're doing this in a recovery phase where you've gone to TRT, for example, or just above physiological range, you're going to get very soft very fast. Now, yeah, I've got some water on, but I'm still going to be able to keep reasonable body composition throughout this whole period. Pushing, because anabolics by design are going to be able to keep you leaner anyway. We're going to be able to stimulate more food. Just keep pushing as hard as we can. Obviously in terms of training, this is like a breaking week. Last week was like a piss about week. This week's a breaking week. Next week, fucking all out warfare. So we'll see. I'm feeling good. Feeling a lot better than I was. Energy levels are a bit higher. Back on the caffeine as well, that's important. A couple of doses of caffeine today. So we'll do one heavier bicep movement now. No need to finish with a single arm tuck today. And my triceps have had it there. Maybe 2 sets of triceps after, potentially actually. I'll just do a set of triceps or 2 sets of triceps just to stretch so there's not so much blood in the bicep. 22-inch arms this year, so 20 to 22. 22 is a big arm though, innit? Place your bets. Let's say, how big do you think I can get my arms by the end of off-season? I got them from 18 to 20 last year in very short space of time. Since my tendonitis have gone, touch wood. And no tendonitis now, I can connect with my biceps and triceps much better. I think I can get them to 22 or 21 and 3/4. So give me a guess, place your bets. Winner gets an extra inch on the biceps. It's also probably worth mentioning actually, while I remember, it'd be announced by then, I'm starting to work with Revive Nutrition. I worked with them a little bit last year in my off season, but I'm starting to work with them again. So if you go on Revive Nutrition on Instagram, Joe will put it up here, the website, it's a meal prep company, really good. I was going to speak to Ash, the main guy there who's looking after me. You can order bulk buy meats, so a lot of my clients want to buy packs of kilo chicken, for example, or 2 kilo chicken, 2.5 kilo chicken. That's going to be really handy. Gets delivered to your door, obviously, if you're in the UK. And if you use code TONK10 or TONK. If you use code, I think it's TONK10. It's not TONK10, it's TONK. I'll have that confirmed. And so, Revive Nutrition, code there is the real code. And give him a go, guys. Stand around here on this knot. We will go through all poses. So I'll shout poses, and then you just hit me. Quarter turn to the right. Now twist. There, boom. And now try and get this top line as wide as possible. And now air out. Close there. Good. That's where you want to be, yeah? Front double bicep. That's it, yeah. So don't look to the side. I don't like to look to the side very much. I do if you're like in it, and then you're holding it, and then you're boom, but forward, judges, smile. Yeah, good. See, because you're tall and you're big and you're quite nice, yeah. and you're imposing. So one thing we don't want to be doing is just going, bang. Yeah. You know, we want to be like fucking.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Elbows down a little, and now sweeping at your hands a bit.
Like that.
Yeah, so literally that.
Yeah. There, yeah.
Yeah, so what I want you to try and do it for me is just look in that mirror and just hit a front double to that mirror. Don't think about this, just hit a front double. Right, now hit a back double towards me. Right, so the front double from the back is better than the back double from the back. And that's simply because you're trying to too much. So you get too much tension through your shoulders. So literally you need to just set yourself in the back double position, look at the curtain at the back or the screen, hit your front double to it. That's it.
Yeah.
Glutes on. And then elbows back.
Yeah, okay.
Right, okay, that's been long enough, I think. I've had my insulin about 20 minutes ago. I'm gonna die. It's very warm in here. But yeah, no, like we are, by the time this is out, we're pretty much done and dusted. So we're running low. We're gonna come like 4 or 5 weeks early into a show, purely just for a run out for Lou. Lou's not been on stage for a long time, and the shows that we want to hit are very important. So there's a smaller PCA show coming up, and we're just going to run into that. We're going to need a little bit more condition by the time we're in there. We know that, but it's going to give him a chance to get some stage time in. It's going to give us a chance to just see what backing off cardio does. We've done bits of this anyway during the prep, but just gives us a chance of more data when there's a chance there for us to go and do really well as well. So we'll run him in. We'll see how he gets on. We'll see what needs touching up from that point. Obviously, there still will be some condition to have, but what's his posing like? What's his stage presence like? All the important things. And then from there, we'll go back into prep for the main shows and then execute them. So really good to see you today, Lou. That was, it was needed that. And your condition is reflective of your checking pictures as well, which is always nice. We're in a good place, so you look good in poses. When you hit your poses, you're nice and hard, which is good. And to say that we've been running you flat, we're good. We're just a game of chasing condition now. We're not concerned about how flat you get really from this point. Like we're not near catabolic or anything, so just get that backside in more.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy days, man. Kill it. Good effort. Right, so we'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you for watching. I don't. It was a bit of a muddled video, that, wasn't it? It's like it was a little bit of nothing, but just trying to keep you guys in the loop with what's going on. So basically, I'm fat and knackered, and and then I'll be probably even fatter and more knackered next time you see me. But I am just, like I said, like Lewis says, he needs to follow a plan. What Milos says I do, I can't not do it. There's a reason why I hire a coach. Is if you hire a coach and he tells you to do something, you don't do it, or he or she tells you to do something, you don't do it, you're an idiot. There's the pointless having one. Stick to the protocol, stick to what they want you to do. And you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, it's fantastic. You know, we just go again. So next time we will do the breakdown video of my cycle, my food, you know, my little bits of expenditure, what I'm doing, training split, and everyone's all set then with where we are, what we're doing. Any adjustments Milos has made as well. Probably a swollen physique update, a watery, swollen physique update. I'll be very honest with you guys this year in terms of what I look like from where I'm going. And we'll go from there. But thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.